Hello, I'm Mystic Orange and this is video hashtag 665. In this video, I'm going to do another 16 video. I just made a 16 video yesterday and I hope you enjoyed that. I really had fun, comparing the 16 characters to, the victorious characters as well as the famous characters in few videos back. Anyway, for this video, I really wanted to do like another 16 related video, but not, covering an episode. I think I'm going to take a break from, like doing a review on an episode just for a while. And I want to do something fun with, the 16 content. So for this video, I want to like type the 16 characters. So what this means, I'm going to assign a personality type to these 16 characters. And it's going to be like the MBTI/16 personalities. I mean, you can look that up if you don't know what that is. I'm not going to explain to you, the information about that. You can look it up yourself. There are fun YouTubers who cover MBTI and 16 personalities. For example, there's Frank James. He does an awesome content on this. And they're quite fun to watch. So I will link his channel in the comments down below. And I've always been, fascinated by, the personality theories. This is one of the things I'm really passionate about. I wouldn't call myself an expert. I would say I'm more of an enthusiast than an expert. I'm good at, explaining things in a written form, but I'm never good at articulating words through, speech. I'm not like one of those 16 personality gurus who can just explain everything about it. But it's fun to talk about. Besides, I've been in online forums where I could discuss about these personality theories like 16 personalities, Enneagram, Big Five, all of those things. I even used to be on this website called 60 Personalities. They had a forum in the, website. They no longer have it now. So, I kind of, deleted my account there. And I don't think I'll ever go back. I don't think I'll be able to either. Because I think once you, delete your account, you can't just use your email to, rejoin. And I'm not going to create a random email just to join. So that's an end of an era for me. So anyway, in this video, I'm assigning different personalities to these characters and explaining, my thought processes. It's just going to be MBTI and 60 personalities, no other personality series for this video. Maybe I'll do that for future video, but not for now. So the first character that I'm typing is Caitlin Cook. And I think Caitlin is an ESFJ. ESFJ is also known as the Consul and sometimes the Committed Builders. I have 4 reasons why I think Caitlin is an ESFJ. For one thing, she's pretty much a very social character. I mean, she has to be outgoing, just to, date all these boys, who she comes across. The second reason why I think that Caitlin might be, a Consul ESFJ or, a committed builder is kind of the fact that, she follows trends and traditions, especially when it comes to, fashion or dating. She's basically like the Instagram girly in the 2000s. She's more likely, to follow trends online or in a magazine than follow her intuition. She's less likely to focus on self-expressions, and she's rarely going to research about the things she discusses. I think we had an episode where she's trying to follow fashion magazines. She's giving people advice, and some of the advice she gives may not be fully researched. The third reason that makes me think that she's an ESFJ is that she's friendly, sensitive. She's a sweet girl, isn't she? Like if you said what's her best qualities, those are her best ones. However, she can also be oversensitive. One thing we know about Caitlyn is that she cries a lot. She has a big heart, but at the point where it is about to explode. The fourth reason that I think she might be an ESFJ is that she likes fashion, shopping. She has all the money, so she likes shopping. And I'm not saying that if you're an ESFJ, that's what you're into. You can be that and not be into shopping, and you can be an other type and be into shopping. But thing is with like Caitlyn, like she follows these trends like it's her life. So those are my four reasons why I think, Caitlyn is, an ESFJ. The next character that I want to, type is Jennifer Masterson. And I do think Jen is an ESTJ, also known as the executives as well as the efficient drivers. Well, I do have four reasons why, Jen could be like labeled as ESTJ. For one thing, like she is bossy, like that's kind of her weakness. She often, like overshadows people, and she is known to be like overbearing sometimes. And secondly, her other weakness is stubbornness. Sometimes at her worst, she can struggle to admit that she's wrong. Also, thirdly, even though she's very caring, she does push, her friends to do the right thing as well as herself. She's very dependable and you can count on her. She's also very organized and detail oriented. Those are kind of classic traits that I find in ESTJs. Anyway, the next character that we're going to talk about is Jude Lazowski. In my opinion, I think Jude is an ISFP, also known as the Explorer, as well as an practical custodian. Well, the first reason I think he's an ISFP is that he's kind of mellow. He tends to go with the flow and, he's very chill and laid back. Secondly, the one thing that's well known about Jude is like he's kind of like a stoner, and he does have like simple-minded thinking. I mean, he can get deep if he wants to, but he doesn't really. He often uses like a lot of slang, doesn't he? Like, dude or bro, or he refers to things with laid back attitude. He is also known to do skateboarding as well as other extreme sports like, doing parachute jumping. And ISFPs are, known for, taking risks a little bit more. Thirdly, I think he's like, although kind of apathetic, he's also calm and kind and caring. He's sweet to other characters, especially towards Caitlyn. I think he has like a brotherly vibe with Caitlyn. If you want to hang out with any of the guys, Jude is your guy. He's also kind of laid back, goes with the flow. He kind of has like that kind of energy. He also like thinks outside the box. The next character that I want to talk about is Wyatt. I think Wyatt is an INFJ, also known as the Advocate. There are many reasons why I think Wyatt might be an INFJ. For one thing, he's kind of quiet, calm, and reserved. He keeps to himself. In comparison to the boys, he's the more mature one. Secondly, he kind of has like a deep, complex opinions about things. He is kind of sophisticated in his opinions, especially when it comes to music. He is known to be quite kind of sensitive and emotional. And yeah, like being a musician, it requires him to be like very deep and emotional. And lastly, one of his flaws is, he does have like a bit of a superiority complex to him when, when other people aren't interested in his things. He would kind of like look down on people who aren't interested in the sophistication that he's into. Like I remember in like season 4 when the group were playing some guitar game, and he thought he was better because he was playing an acoustic guitar. When INFJs are unhealthy, they can have that about them. The next character that I want to talk about is Nikki Wong. In my opinion, I think Nikki Wong is exactly an ENTP, also known as the debater. I think this type perfectly matches Nikki. For one thing, she enjoys having debates with people. She's not afraid to challenge people's authorities. Secondly, she has like strong wit and very sarcastic person in personality. As well as she has like a tough exterior, which means she, bottles up her like feelings. She kind of represses them. At her worst, she kind of, come across aggressive to others when she can't, control her emotions. She's also like rebellious and, doesn't listen to authority, especially, at her work. She also likes to go against the social norms when it comes to like styles and things to wear. And the last character we're typing is Jonesy Garcia. And I think Jonesy Garcia is a classic ESTP, also known as the entrepreneur. He is the most energetic of the group. At his worst, he can be impulsive and does things without thinking. He is also known to attract people with his physical charm. However, he also can show his practical side. Jonesy is known to, be mischievous and mess with authority, like Ron the Rent-A-Cop, and often he gets fired. But he does have the charm to, get hired from any job, which, is kind of a stereotype for ESTPs. So, that's my conclusion there. Jonesy is an ESTP. Anyway, this video is kind of over. I don't know why I made this. Like, share, subscribe, and have a lovely day.